In today's video, I'm talking about my experience losing a lot of hair and my hair regrowth journey. I'm talking about everything that I've tried, everything that I've done in an attempt to regrow my hair and get back my lost volume. Last year, I shared that I had an allergic reaction to a product. It is very possible for some of us to have allergic reactions to certain ingredients. Having gone through it myself, I can tell you that it has been extremely traumatic. If you ever experience an allergic reaction with a product and you feel like you've lost a lot of hair, please don't continue to use the product. I'll share something that I did that was extremely stupid. It was a hasty decision. I decided, okay, so now that my volume is compromised, what can I do? I thought, let me get a haircut. This was my biggest mistake. I really should have thought it through because this is my before picture. It really doesn't look that bad. This is my after picture. This is what happened to me during the haircut. Now, mind you, this hairstylist is very experienced. I don't know why I'm laughing. Some of you know that I did a video where I took you through my haircut and that stylist was not available. She's gone to New York to cut hair now. So this time I went to the person who cut my hair when I was a child. She's a very experienced stylist. I told her to watch my video because in the video you have step-by-step instructions of everything that I was looking for and everything that a stylist did. The assumption was that if you're a professional, you know exactly what's happening in the video. So all you need to do is to follow the steps. While I was speaking to the stylist, I felt slightly uneasy. I know how good this stylist is. I know what a good job she's always done. A part of me felt very strange dictating terms to her. I felt very uneasy, so I just asked her, did you watch the video? She was like, yeah, I know what you're looking for. I didn't press on. I didn't ask follow-up questions. I just let it be and I allowed her to do her thing. I came home, I styled my hair. My worst fears were realized. I'll insert footage here of what my hair looked like when it was styled. After my cut, I was left with little to no hair at the bottom. The bottom started looking scanty and sparse. To rectify this issue, I've had to chop my hair little by little each month to bring back the fullness at the bottom. In the process, I've had to let go of most of my length, shape and volume. I need to add some layers for volume, but since it's really short right now, I'll wait for it to grow out some more and then I'll give myself another haircut to bring back some of the volume. I hope this doesn't happen to any of you watching. When you go to a stylist, make sure you ask for pictures of their work, check out their social media, and then only go to someone. So now that I've brought you up to speed with my experiences, let me talk to you about everything that I did to regrow my hair. The first thing that you need to understand about hair growth is there is a genetic component. Some people are just naturally blessed, they're God-gifted, and their hair grows at a much faster rate than the rest of us. Secondly, scalp health. It is very important to have a healthy scalp so that the environment of the scalp is conducive to hair growth in the first place. Side note, if you have dandruff or scalp infections, please stop styling your hair. First, go to a medical professional, assess the situation, rectify the issue, and then you can resume styling your hair. Another thing, detangling your hair when you're on CG. This is something that takes skill. You have to use products with the best slip. Deep conditioners and conditioners that aid in wet detangling. If your products do not have slip, then it might not be the best idea to wet detangle in shower. You'd rather do a wash now style later. I have a video on this topic. I'll leave it right here. Please understand that just because it is completely normal to lose 50 to 100 strands a day doesn't mean you're going to lose clumps and clumps of hair on wash day. If you are super delicate and you use the best products possible and you have some skill and patience while detangling in shower, it is very possible that you lose a minimal amount of hair. There are also certain styling routines that are just not best suited to some people. Let's say you have very weak hair and your hair breaks very easily. Then don't attempt to do Denman coiling routines. Don't attempt to brush with tension. I've shown you a couple of routines where I use a white tooth comb. If you have weak hair, then I would suggest trying them instead. When I use a comb to style my hair, I don't lose a single strand of hair while styling. It is very possible if you're super delicate with your hair. In this video, I also want to talk about traction alopecia because it's important to start a conversation on this. Traction alopecia is hair loss caused by tightly pulled hairstyles. It happens when you keep parting your hair the same way, Wearing your hair in tight slicked back hairstyles like the model bun, the model ponytail, the 90s hairstyles that you see so frequently these days. These things, when done in moderation, it's totally fine. But if it is done excessively, it can cause some serious problems. When the hair is pulled in the same direction, in the same way over a period of time, there is a strain on the hair follicle. If the issue is caught early, it can be fully reversed and you will be able to regrow your hair. Over time, however, this can lead to irreversible damage to the hair follicle. If this is allowed to happen, the condition becomes permanent and the hair does not grow back. There are also a few common areas where traction alopecia tends to occur. If you notice any hair thinning or bald spots in these regions, please take action immediately, because if you don't, there's no going back. Alright, now let me talk about some of the things that you can do if you're attempting to grow your hair. Number 1, dry scalp massaging. I've done a full video on the topic. I'll insert some snippets right here. A 2016 study concluded that dry scalp massaging resulted in thicker hair. In the study, 9 men received a daily 4-minute scalp massage for 24 weeks. At the end of the study, the men had thicker hair. There was another study conducted in 2019 where 340 subjects self-administered dry scalp massages twice a day by adhering to specific instructions. The aim of the study was to determine if scalp massages could improve hair loss. 69% of the subjects in the study reported an improvement in their alopecia. The reasoning behind this particular study is as follows. It stipulates that scalp massaging can cause hair growth as it stimulates the hair follicle. Hair starts its life within the hair follicle, which is located just beneath the skin on the scalp. According to research findings, regular scalp massaging increases the hair thickness by stretching the cells on the hair follicle. This will cause the hair follicle to produce thicker hair. The thought behind this is that scalp massaging can cause the blood vessels beneath the skin to dilate, thereby encouraging hair growth. Although the growth of hair is determined by hereditary genetics, I would absolutely encourage you to dry scalp massage 4 minutes a day, every single day. Next, let's talk about rosemary. There's been a singular study where they tested the efficacy of rosemary versus minoxidil in the treatment of androgenetic alopecia. 100 AGA male patients aged 18 to 49 participated in this 6-month randomized single-blind clinical trial. Participants applied 1 ml of either assigned solutions twice daily. Changes were scored independently by 2 dermatologists who were unaware of the therapy administered. No significant change was observed in the mean hair count at the 3-month mark. In contrast, both groups experienced a significant increase in hair count at the 6th month mark. There was no significant difference in the frequencies of dry hair, greasy hair, and dandruff. Notably, the frequency of scalp itching at the month 3 and month 6 mark was significantly higher compared to the baseline in both groups. Scalp itching was more frequent in the minoxidil group. Hair loss in both groups during the study was decreased. The proportion score for rosemary was significantly superior to the 2% minoxidil group, and hair growth was equally increased in both groups. The results of this study are extremely promising. Before you jump on the rosemary train, a few things you need to understand. In the study, people used rosemary twice a day. It might not be possible for you to use oil twice a day. You'll have a lot of buildup. Frequently washing your hair might not also be possible. Also, rosemary oil can be an irritant for you, and so rosemary might not be suited to everyone. You've seen the DIY videos, I know you have, but some of these amounts that you see people using, like for one-time use, they look slightly dodgy to me. I'll give you an example. I bought the Organic Harvest Rosemary Oil. This is 10 ml of oil. There were some instructions that came with the bottle. There was a separate leaflet which said, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was 5 to 6 drops to be mixed with 100 ml of carrier oil. When you're buying rosemary oil like this and you're making your own concoction, it might not be the best idea to use 3-4 drops per application. You have to be really careful. Look at the oil you're buying, follow the instructions if they come with any, and then make your DIYs. So another product that I picked up with rosemary oil, this is the Nat Habit Methi Gel with rosemary. This is a rosemary methi water, and you apply it to the scalp. Also, I feel like if you're using something like this, like a rosemary water, it's best not to style your hair, because once it dries, it feels really crispy. Then when you go to try and scrunch it out, you lose all the definition. You'll have tangles towards your roots. So might be best not to style your hair if you're using a rosemary water. For me personally, instead of doing the DIYs, if I'm going to spend money on a rosemary oil and then I need to buy a different carrier oil, I'd rather just buy it in a pre-mixture, like a formulated product. I've been using the Cure's hair treatment oil because this has rosemary and it has various other oils. It's already pre-formulated. I trust the brand, and so I'm very comfortable using something like this instead. But this is an expensive product, right? So if you're planning to buy rosemary oil separately, make sure you read the instructions, make sure you understand exactly how much you have to use and how much of a carrier oil you should be using. If you're looking for cheaper alternatives, check out Smitten. I picked up a free sample from there. This is the Sage Apothecary onion oil. It has rosemary in it. Some people also find onion to be an irritant, so make sure you're okay with onion oil before you pick this up. If you're on a budget and you can't splurge a lot, you can check something like this out. The next ingredient that I tried, Redensyl. First, speak to your dermatologist. I got the all clear, so I picked up 3 products to try. You guys have also been recommending I try out these products, so the first one, this also I picked up from Smitten. I got a free sample. Thank goodness I didn't go for the large size. I'll tell you why. Recently, I've been very comfortable with fragrances. They're not triggering my migraines, fingers crossed. But my partner has now started having migraines and is extremely sensitive to fragrances. Anyway, I digress. So I picked up the M Caffeine Coffee Scalp and Hair Oil. This has Redensyl. So this has a very strong coffee smell. I personally have no issue with it, but yeah, some people, like my husband, find this extremely triggering. Another thing with Redensyl is the frequency of use should be at least 2 to 3 times a week. But then this oil is very heavy. Once you use it, you'll have to wash your hair. It is not possible to use a little bit of oil and then reapply the next day. At least in my case, that didn't work. Next, I picked up Minimalist's 18% hair growth actives. I use it in targeted areas, so right here, and a little bit right here. What I liked about this is that this dries down completely. Your hair doesn't feel sticky. You don't have to wash it off. I have details of when I bought this, when it reached my house, when I started using it. I'll insert all of that right here. I started using this product on the 15th of September 2022. The recommended usage is 2 to 3 times per week. Advisable to use this in your PM routine. One piece of advice though, use this a few hours before you go to bed. Wait for a while before you put on your bonnet. You don't want to waste this product and smear it all over your bonnet or pillowcase. So apply the product a few hours before you go to bed, massage it into your scalp after application, wait for it to dry completely, and then only wear your bonnet or lie down on your satin pillowcase. That way you'll get the most out of it. The frequency of use can be built up gradually. Once you're comfortable, you can start using the product daily. Pause the video and read the details on the screen right now for more information. My honest experience and results with the product is this. I'm not going to say it's magical. It does not work overnight. It takes a lot of time to see tangible change. After using the Minimalist Hair Growth Active Serum, I picked up the Pilgrim Serum. This is the Advanced Hair Growth Serum with green tea. I bought this product on the 26th of November 2022. I use this product exactly how I use the Minimalist Serum. In my PM routine, again, my experience with the product is that this is not a miracle product. It takes a lot of time to see a visible difference. I must admit that I was very inconsistent with my use of the Pilgrim product. Recently, I had to deal with my grief. During that time, I did not touch this product. I did not style my hair. I did not follow a skincare routine either. which is probably why it took me so much longer to finish this bottle. I finished the Pilgrim product sometime in early April, after which I bought 2 bottles of the Minimalist serum. I started using them on the 14th of April. Currently, I'm on month 8 of using Redensyl. I'm only now starting to see a small difference. Anyway, finally I've come to a place where I'm happy with my hair. I'm happy with the shape. I'm happy with the volume. It took me a very long time to get here and I've learned a lot of things along my journey. I'm wishing you all the best and only want great things for you. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're looking for more wavy curly hair content, check out this video right here.